This video is provided for teachers or test examiners who will be participating in 2019 Spring Math testing. This video will focus on the Online Tools Training, or OTTs. The OTTs are designed for students to practice using the tools. The focus of the OTT is not on the questions or answering them correctly, but instead becoming familiar with all of the tools in the platform. Students in older grades may be more independent with these tools, while students in younger grades may need to spend more time in the OTTs. It is allowable to assist students throughout the entire process. This could be in the form of whole group or small group activity. Please ensure students do have an opportunity to utilize the tools independently after working on them in a whole class setting. You will begin by clicking on the Online Tools Training link. You will see that there is the practice form side and the summative side. We are focusing on the summative side. Once you are in the Online Tools Training, you'll see English Language Arts, Mathematics, and Science. Students should complete each area in which they will be testing. As mentioned previously, it is very important that you use Google Chrome as your browser. In this example, I will choose the English Language Arts. Students will then select their grade. TTS Audio or Text-to-Speech is for students who will receive the text-to-speech tool during the test. Only students with an accommodation or universal tool marked in the system will receive this tool. If students will have the TTS during the math test, then it would be appropriate for them to select the TTS for the Online Tools Training. I will click on Grade 5. A login screen will appear. The username and the password are provided. The student will read through the instructions and choose Continue. On the next screen at the bottom, you will see a button labeled Options. Students may adjust the color choices and contrasting colors. Then students will click to select the grade and test that they are taking. Students will then read and follow the instructions on the screen, clicking Next to proceed. Students may realize that much of this material was covered during the online tutorials, but these are here as a reminder. They will go through the following screens: navigation, a few pages of testing tools, some helpful testing hints, test directions for English Language Arts or math, and some tips for answering different types of questions. At the end of the directions, students will be allowed to begin the test. Once the test begins, notice at the top right of each section is a practice hint. This explains how to use the interactive tools that will prepare them for testing. It is important that they read this information carefully and practice as instructed. This example has the student practice in selecting sentences. When they have finished this question, they would click Next. This question has them using the highlighting tool. The next example has students using the pointer tool. This example has students practicing dragging and dropping. Then they recommend students use the line guide. Notice it does save my highlights and any sticky notes I would add as I click throughout the test, as long as it is the same reading passage. A key feature to point out to students is that when a reading passage is present, there could be multiple pages. Notice here at the bottom it says page 1 of 4. Make sure that students understand how to click between the pages. As we continue through the test, make sure that students understand how to utilize questions like this, where it asks them to click and it opens it into a new window. And they'll see that once they click OK, it saves their answers like that. There's drop-down menu questions. And finally, make sure that students understand how to utilize the audio features on the listening sections, turning up the volume, and how to play and pause and skip to different parts within the video. Once a student has navigated through all of the questions in the OTT, it will take them to the end of the test. Students can review which questions were left unanswered, they don't have a check mark, and which questions were marked flag. If I flag a question and I go back to the end, I'll see the flag here. Students can easily navigate to a question just by clicking on it, and it takes them back to that question to be able to answer. When students are sure they are ready to submit, they may click End the test. Remember, it is required that students have independent time to practice the online tools training in each area that they will be testing. This link can also be accessed from home if students would like additional time to practice with the tools.